and 6th. Any doubt in this method? You want me to repeat? This last one I will take, and we will go to next concept after this. Given the ODE y double dash plus xy dash plus y equal to 0 and the following table of initial values, compute y of 0.4 by applying Milner's method. What are the given data? X equal to 0, y equal to 1, y dash equal to 0. When x equal to 0.1, y equal to 0.995, y dash equal to minus 0.0995. Then x equal to 0.2, y equal to 0.9801, y dash equal to minus 0.196. This is the given data. First thing is, we need to put y dash equal to z. Put y dash equal to z. This is similar to all the problems in Milne second order and Rangekutta with second order ODs. Correct? Now, after putting this, differentiate this with respect to x. If you differentiate this with respect to x, just a minute where it went. Yes. Differentiate this with respect to x, y double dash equal to z dash it will be. Now, change the problem according to this. Y double dash, in place of y double dash, what will come? In place of y double dash, z dash will come. And in place of y dash, z will come. Y as it is. Correct? Rearing now? Rearing or what? Okay, next. Keep only z dash one side. Then all other things another side. So z dash equal to minus xz plus y it will be. Wait a minute, some students have problem. I'll just check and I'll come. Okay. So what we have to find out? Z dash of 0. Why z dash of 0 only? Because what are the values here? 0, 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3. So z dash of 0, z dash of 0 0.1, z dash of 0 0.2, z dash of 0 0.3. Find out that. After finding out that, rewrite the table. To rewrite the table, first three rows are same. First three rows of the table will be same. Only z dash of 0, z dash of 0 0.1, z dash of 0 0.2, z dash of 0 0.3 extra will come. Okay, next take the formula, predictor formula. Predictor formula is y4 of p equal to y0 plus 4h into 2z1 dash z1 minus z2 minus z2 plus 2z3. Next, z4 of p z0 plus 4h by 3 2z1 dash minus z2 dash plus 2z3 dash. So apply all the values. You will get y4 of p as 0.9231. Then again, if you apply this, you will get z4 of p as minus 0.3692. Now, take corrector formula. Y4 of c equal to y2 plus h by 3, z2 plus 4z3 plus z4. Then z4 of c is z2 plus h by 3, z2 dash plus 4z3 dash plus z4 dash. Okay. So z4 of, for this we need z4 dash. Z4 dash Z4 dash, how to calculate Z4 dash? By this. How we calculate Z0 dash, Z1 dash? By using that, find out Z4 dash. Okay, this one we did. Okay, next ZY4 of C and Z4 of C will be this much, 0.923. Okay, any doubt in these methods in module 4 or in module 5, Milnes method or Rangekutta method of fourth order, of second order ODE? Any doubt in this? See once again, if you have doubt, you can ask. No doubts. This is very easy concepts. Up to here, it was very easy. Then I will move to next concept. Wait, I will open that notes. Calculus of variation. This is new concept in this module. Next concept in this module. Calculus of variation is a powerful technique for solving the problem in dynamics or rigid bodies optimization and of orbits and vibration problems. Okay, calculus of variation. We'll see the example, then you will understand why we need this calculus of variation. Because we're going to, in this module only, we're going to study some practical examples. For example, if I take a two pole here, you have seen this, if two poles here, then if a cable hangs between these two poles, then what will be its shape? So you have seen this between two light poles. Between two light poles, a monkey will cross now. Okay, what will be shape of that? Not shape of monkey, the shape of this line curve. Okay, next one more problem. If you take here, I have a ball. I have a cricket ball here. So if I leave the ball, then what is the shortest time which year to reach from year to year this point? What is the minimum path? Minimum, sorry, not path, where we need time, which we have three paths, this one, this one, this one. So in which path it takes minimum time to reach here? We have three paths here, this path and this path. Which in which path it will take minimum time to reach here? Actually it was there in previous scheme, they removed here, but to solve this type of problem we need calculus of variation. I just gave the example. Okay, actually if we solve, we'll get answer as this, means in this shape it will take minimum time to reach from year to year. So actually this is called Brechistochrone problem. Brechistochrone problem. Okay, you can YouTube this Brechistochrone problem. You can see a nice video of 5 minutes. You will understand how this will take, how this is the minimum, how it will take this path minimum. Okay, so you can see there. So to solve this type of problem, we need calculus of variation. Okay, now before going to that calculus of variation, we will study what is a function. Oh, it is not in calculus of variation. So it is previously you studied this. What is a function, et and all. Okay. So you know domain, range and all. This is domain. Let this be A, and this is codomain. Let this be B. Here, if we have real numbers means not only 1, 2, 3, you can have half, you can have -3, you can have 0. Okay. If this maps, so again, this is real. This is also real. Okay. If a real value maps to any other real value, for example, I will take A equal to x plus 1. Sorry, I will take y equal to x plus 1. Y for B set, x for A set. Y equal to x plus 1. Then this will also be real set only. Real number only. Okay, understood? Here also real valued function. This is also real valued function. Okay. A function which maps to real, it is called real valued function. Okay, you know this. A function which is mapping to real set to another real set, then it is called real valued function. Okay, then a function which is formed to complex, that is also complex valued function only, but we should know what is a function. It will map. For example, I will take a set A as number of t taken, set B as number of amount paid. For one cup it is 10 rupees, means for one cup it is 10 rupees. For 2 cup it will be 20 rupees. For 3 cup it will be 30 rupees. Like this it will go. Correct? So if you have here 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity, now I am not including this 1, 2, 3. Full set is codomain. Only mapped elements, if you take, that is range. Correct? So this is the function what you studied in your previous classes. Actual function. Now we're going to see what is a functional. What is a functional? I will take a board, new share, whiteboard. Here I have one set. Here also one set. Okay. Actually, functional is nothing but you have one set here. Here one set. Here one function. Not set, function. Okay. These functions are mapped to this function. Okay, this is set. This is big set, is a set of sets. Actually, this big one is inside that small sets are there. That sets are mapped to this big set. Okay, understood? So I have small sets, set of sets mapped to this function. Mapped to another set is called a functional. In function, I will write what is the difference between function. I will take another color. This one, this one. So if I take this, then it is function. It is function. This is function. This is function. This is functional. Okay, understood this? This is A, this is B, and this is A, and this is B. Okay, this is function, this is functional. So first A is important. Set of sets. Okay, so I will make this more clear. You just note the difference. I will show that the actual definition and I will tell what exactly the meaning. Okay. Calculus of variation. Functional. Now we'll come back to this definition. Then you will understand. Y equal to y of x be the curve joining 2 points, then the length. Here they haven't gave that what I they directly went to the actual mathematical meaning. Okay, actual mathematical meaning they took. Okay, actually that is what functional means. Variation of function. Yes. Okay, that is the functional. I think you understood what is functional. Okay, in that B means we took yeah, set A, set B no to show functional. In set B, there won't be sets inside that function. Understood what I told? I will show again. Wait, I wanted to show that time only. Here it is. Here it won't be there. Here the sets won't be there inside this. Only here. Okay, only here. Here it won't be there. Here the values will come. Okay. Now we'll go to mathematical meaning. We'll go to mathematical meaning. If y equal to y of x be the plane curve joining two points x1, x1, y1 and x2, y2, then the length I equal to this integral is a function of functions. See, I told function of functions, that is the meaning. Function of functions is known as functional. Okay, variation of functional. See here, functional above is written. Okay, functional. So variation of function, what is the meaning of that? So you have studied in function how to find maxima, minima. What are the conditions to find maximum? Clear, all right. Okay, if you have a graph like this, then how to find maxima? This is the maxima, you know that. This is the minima. Then you studied how to find local maxima, local minima. Okay, how, what is the condition for this? What is the first condition? We used two conditions to find maxima and minima. What was that? Remember? To find maxima minima. Maxima minima is studied. Maxima and minima. Okay, what was the condition for maxima? Yes, somebody is answering correctly. Good. So what was the first condition? We had two conditions for maxima and minima. For both, first condition is same. First condition is f dash of x should be equal to 0 for both. Why? Here the slope is parallel to the x-axis. That's why we don't get slope only. We don't get slope, therefore f dash of x equal to 0. What was second condition? F double dash of x If it is less than 0, then maximum. If f double dash of x is greater than 0, then minima. Correct? This maxima and minima, this maxima and minima are called as extremum. Okay, maxima and minimum are called as extremum. Maximum and minimum called as extremum. This is for function. This what we calculated, this condition is for function, not for functional. Till now what you studied up to here only for function, not for functional. From now onwards, we will study extremum for functional. How it will vary, whether it will become maxima or minima. When I told Brechster-Kron problem, from a cricket ball reaching from year to year, what is the minimum time? So minimum means extremum on the right, minimum time. Then, then the electric pole also. What is the length, minimum length? Okay, what is the minimum length between these two poles? Okay, then we will solve one more problem. We will take it 2 points on Earth's surface. 2 points on Earth's surface. What is the minimum distance between these 2 points? Minimum distance between these 2 points. If you take a plane surface, then what is the minimum distance between these 2 points? If you take 2 points on a plane surface, here I am telling, I have a surface here, I have a surface here, I have 2 points. Here 1 point, here 1 point, here 1 point. What is the shortest distance between these 2 points? Whether this is the shortest distance or this is the shortest distance or this is the shortest distance or this one is the shortest distance. Which one? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one is the shortest distance? 1, 1, 1, 1. Only 4 of them. 5, 6. Only 6 of them. 7, 8, 9. Think and tell. It is very easy one. Think and tell. Everybody should tell. One only, right? One shortest distance on a plane. It is 1. Okay. On Earth's surface, whether straight line will come. What is the shape of the Earth? Let us clear everything. Earth surface. I will take this one. Yes, this is Earth surface. Correct? This is Earth surface. Now I need shortest distance between 2 points on Earth surface. From here to here I need. Okay. What is the shortest distance between these 2 points? I can't what you call dig a tunnel. What is the shortest distance between these two? Not sphere. Arc length. Good. Arc length. Arc length means it will come like this. This is arc length. This is the shortest distance. This is part of parabola, right? This shape is called parabola. So shortest distance on a earth surface is shortest distance. I am telling shortest distance between two points on a earth surface is parabola. We'll study this also. So minimum, we are telling minimum distance, minimum length between two points on earth surface. There also minimum came, now extremum came. Such type of problems are called variational problems. Finding maximum or minimum is called variational problems. Here we'll study variational problem for functional. Before that, for function we know. For function, what is the condition? F dash of x should be 0. Then f double dash of x should be less than 0 means maximum, greater than 0 means minimum. Okay, we know this for function, but we don't know what is the condition to find maxima minima in functional. We'll discuss that. We'll find out what is that condition. For that we have one theorem that is called Euler's theorem. Euler's theorem is the condition to find extremum. Okay, we'll do that. We'll go back to that notes. Variation of functions. If f is a function of x, y of x, y dash of x, that is f equal to f of x comma y dash. Why it is y comma y dash? Because of this. Because I told, if you have a function, inside that also functions will be there. Okay, and free elements will be there. All there. We need not be only function one, then two, then here inside this some elements will be there. So this, that's why it is f equal to f of x comma y dash. Then the variation of f is denoted by dou f. Okay, so that is actually, this is delta, small delta, delta f. This is delta f equal to dou f by dou y delta y plus dou f by dou y dash delta y dash. Okay, I explained this, everything I explained. The problem of finding functional y of x for which the functional is extremum under the condition y of x1 equal to y1 and y of x2 equal to y2 is what we call a variation problem. It is also called as fundamental problem I will start. Let others will join later. It is not a waste time. So this is I told what is the condition for Euler's equation. A necessary condition for the integral I equal to x1 to x2 f of x comma y dash dx, where y of x1 equal to y1 and y of x2 equal to y2 to be an extremum is that dou f by dou y minus d by dx of dou f by dou y dash equal to 0. This is the condition. This is very important. This condition. This is the condition. This theorem will be there. Usually they will ask this theorem. This is the condition. This condition is very important. Dou f by dou y minus d by dx of dou f by dou y dash equal to 0. We'll use this condition in all the problems. This condition is like formula, as it is similar to in function what we had, f dash of z f dash of x equal to 0, f double dash of x if it is less than 0 then maximum, greater than 0 then minimum, like that. Here functional to be extremum, dou f by dou y minus d by dx of dou f by dou y dash equal to 0. This is the condition. This is called Euler's equation. Listen carefully. Up to here what we did, it is easy concept, but from here onwards it is little bit, you have to concentrate. You need to concentrate to understand this. First I will take 2 points x1 and x2. I will take 2 points. You are seeing the diagram, right? Take 2 points x1 and x2, and from here to here I have two paths. Okay, from take pencil, this is one point, this is another point. From here to here, this point to this point I have two paths. This is one path, this is one path, and this is another path. Close it. This came well. This is another path. Okay, two paths we have. So using this we need to find the condition. This point is represented by p of x comma x1 comma y1, correct? P of x1 comma y1. The y1 value is this, x1 value is this, you know this. Then this point is represented by q equal to x2 comma y2. Then this curve is y of x plus h alpha x, alpha of x. Y, let this length be h into alpha of x. Okay, let this length be this length. Let this length be, let this length be h alpha of x. So this is y. This is y of x means how this will get, by adding this much. This is y of x means, so how you will get this, by adding this y value, right? So what is this y value? H into alpha of x. That's why y of x plus h alpha of x. Okay. Let I be an extremum along some curve y equal to y of x passing through p of x1 comma y1 and q of x2 comma y2. Also let y equal to y of x plus h alpha of x. Let that be equation 1. Be the neighboring curve where h is small. Joining these points so that we must have alpha of x1 equal to 0 and at p and alpha of x2 equal to 0 at q. Alpha of x1 equal to 0 means I have two curves. Pencil. I have two curves. This is one curve and this is another curve. This is another curve. At this point, we don't have alpha, right? Because alpha of x comes only this distance between these two curves, something should have. Some distance we should have. If we don't have any distance, then no alpha of x will become. Alpha of x will be there. Therefore, alpha of x will be 0 in P, alpha of x will be 0 in Q. Why? When alpha of x will come? When we have some distance. Okay. Next, when these two curves coincide, this is one curve, sorry, this is one curve, this is another curve. When this above curve is on the below curve or below curve on the above curve, then if this goes on to this, then maximum. Then if this comes on to this, then minimum. No need to find only because that curve only maxima or minima means extremum. No need to find. Okay, that is what they are telling. Understood, right? Be the neighboring curve joining these two points. Alpha of x1 equal to 0 at p, alpha of x2 equal to 0 at q. This is equation 2. When h equal to 0, these two curves coincide, making I an extremum. So if there is no distance between these two curves, then there is no point of finding the condition because it is extremum only. That is to say that I equal to x1 to x2 f of x comma y dash. I'll write that here. F of x comma y dash. F of y comma x comma y dash. X equal to as it is, no change. But y is equal to this much. Y of x plus h alpha of x. Then y dash. How this y dash will come? Differentiate this. Differentiate this. Differentiate this. Differentiate. Differentiate this. Y of x differentiation is y dash x plus h alpha x differentiation is alpha dash of x. Okay, differentiation of this is y dash. How this y dash of x will come? In above it is written. Y equal to y of x plus h alpha of x. Understood? Is an extremum equal to 0. Is an extremum when h equal to 0. This requires di by dh equal to 0 when h equal to 0. So this requires di by dh equal to 0. Di by dh equal to 0. Why? There should not be any slope. Then only it will turn below or turn above. Turn below, turn above means how I am telling is curve is going like this, it will take U-turn. It will come below. Means what happens to slope? Slope will be 0. It is going below, directly it will take upwards. So here also slope is equal to 0. Okay. Therefore, this represents this slope, this one or this one, di by dh equal to 0, when h equal to 0. Treating, understood how di by dh equal to 0? Up to here, any doubts? This is little bit difficult. That's why listen carefully. If you have doubts, clear then and there itself. Because now we are doing online class, it is difficult to make it out. Who understood, who didn't understood, that and all. That's why listen carefully. You should only ask. Yes, proof will be asked in the exam. It is very important. This proof will be asked in the exam. Could you please repeat? Okay, I will repeat once again. Up to Euler's, you understood now what is functional, what is extremum, what is variation, calculus of variation, that and all concepts you understood, right? Yes. So then we will start what is Euler's equation. So why Euler's equation? Why Euler's equation means we need the condition to find extremum in functional. What is that condition? This is the condition. This is the condition. Okay, we will prove this. So listen carefully. I will erase this. That's why I am doing in Zoom means I can write this. I can write like this and I can mark. I didn't got option in Google whether it is there. I don't think it is there. Anybody know about Google Meet? Very well. Whether it is possible to write and show, whether it is possible to mark. Joining is the only problem here and it will end in 40 minutes. Other than that, I felt this is more easier. I can mark and show, then I can, if some issues is there, then I can write also. WW board. Oh, another plugin we need to take. To write, we need to take another plugin then. Recorded session, I don't think if we record also, we learn reason. If I am student also, if I think in that way, when we record by interesting only we'll record. I also attended many webinars which I was interested. But if we record also, we won't have that much patience to listen 1 hour class, 2 hour class. So that's why what you listen here, write down. If we record, it is not like if we nowadays, if we are not getting patience to see 1 hour movie only. So we won't listen. That's why try to listen. Recorded sessions, there you can get. One option is there. You can record the uh, class. Okay, we'll try that also, but I am not getting time to learn that. Till that time, we'll see. I will look into that plugin also. Okay, we'll start this proof. Lengthy proof, but it is very important. It will be asked in the exam. We'll take two axis. This is x-axis. This is y-axis. We'll take 2 points. I will write one by one. Then you will understand better. I will take x-axis, y-axis, and x-axis. Then I will take 2 points. I will take 2 points. Here 1 point. Here 1 point. Then this is length. This is the length of this point from x-axis. Okay. This point is P of x1 comma y1. Then this point is Q of x2 comma y2. This is y1. This is y2. Okay. Next, I will take one curve. I will take one curve. This is the curve. Okay. Next, I will take small length, very small length, this much length, very small length I will take. Now, to get this length, if this is y of x, and to get this, what we have to do? Y of x plus how much you took, correct? Y of x plus how much you took. I took this as this much. I took this as h alpha of x. Therefore, this length will be y of x equal to y. This is what? Y. This is different. This is different. This is y. Y equal to y of x plus h alpha of x. Understood? This is y of x. Then this is h alpha of x. Therefore, this y is equal to what happened? You included this green one you included. Therefore, this y is equal to this already what we had, that is y we had, plus h alpha of x. Okay, that one I written here. See, y equal to this y equal to y of x. From here to here, how much? Y of x plus h into alpha of x. This green one, h small thing we added, h alpha of x. Okay. Now, if both coincides, if both comes one above the other, if this green one comes above this below red one, then no need to find extreme, that will become minimum. Sorry, correct, that will become minimum. Correct, right? If this green line comes below this line, both will be minimum only. If this uh, pink one comes above this green one, that will be maximum. Correct? Then this bill between that small part, that won't be there. H of x won't be there. Okay? H of x will be, sorry, h will be 0, not h of x. H will be 0. Here, what is alpha of x? This is one curve. This is one curve. This is another curve. Both curve originating from the same point. Means alpha of x will be 0. And here also they are coinciding to one point. There, here also alpha of x2 will be 0. Okay. If this comes above this, then h will be 0, or this goes above this, or I am telling, or this goes above this, h of x will be 0. Okay. Understood? So first one I did, second one also in between I told. Then this I should be is an extremum when h is 0. I told h is 0. When this will happen, di by dh is equal to 0. Di by dh is equal to 0 means slope should be 0. Means if it is increasing, then it should take U-turn. Then only I will get maximum. Minimum also same. If it is increasing, if it is decreasing, then it should take a U-turn. Where it took U-turn, there di by dh will be 0. Okay, di by dh is equal to 0 when h is equal to 0. So both, this should not be there. These two curves should be above or below. Then di by dh should be 0. Treating I to be function of x. Okay, how this y dash comes? This is same as f of x comma y dash. Y dash. So x, see here, x as it is. No change in x. In place of x, you have written x only. In place of y, y of x plus h alpha of x. How? By equation 1. Y dash will be equal to y dash of x plus h alpha of x. How? Differentiate this with respect to x. Differentiation of y is y dash. H as it is. Differentiation of alpha is alpha dash of x. Okay, differentiation of this only. Okay, how this come from equation 1? Equation 1. Understood? Now, this requires di by dh equal to 0 when h is equal to 0. Treating I to be functional of x. di by dh I need. Why? Because di by dh should be, I should equate di by dh to 0. So I need di by dh. I have I here. I need to differentiate this. I need to differentiate this. Differentiation of this. So I can't take only one side. I have to take differentiation both the side. So di by dh, then here also d by dh. Okay, correct, right? Di by dh. But here d, d by dx of integration of dx will get cancelled. Correct? Integration and differentiation are reverse processes. Here also dx, here also dx means integration and differentiation will cancel. But see here, here h is there, here x is there. It won't cancel. You can't cancel integration and differentiation sign. Therefore, what we have to do, we have to take this differentiation inside this integration. Take this differentiation sign inside this integration. If I take this differentiation sign inside this integration, what happens? This is di by dh. If I take inside, what happens? Any idea? Any idea if I take this d by dh2 inside the integral sign? Yes, partial derivatives. It will become partial derivatives. Ordinary differentiation, if you take inside the integral sign, it will become partial derivatives. Okay, this is called differentiation under integral sign using Leibniz rule. Okay, that's why this is become partial. This d by dh became dou by dou h of everything is same. Everything, all these are same. Only this d by dh changed to dou by dou h. Okay. Now apply chain rule. Chain rule, dou f by dou h into dou x by dou h, dou f by dou x into dou x by dou h, dou f by dou y by dou h. Directly you can't find out dou f by dou h. That's why dou f by dou x into dou x by dou h you calculate. That's why chain rule is useful. There chain rule is useful. Dou f by dou x into dou x by dou h. Here also f with respect to y with respect to h. F with respect to y dash with respect to h. Okay, call this equation as 3. But x is independent of h. Hence dx is equal to dh. Dx by dou x by dou h equal to 0. X is independent of x. X won't depend on h. Therefore, this one is 0. So, in place of this, substitute 0. Dou f by dou x into 0, that will be 0. Only I will write 2 term. Okay. Here, this will vanishes. We need to find out these 2 terms. Okay, we'll find out that. How to find out? Take this first equation. What was that first equation? Equation 1, y equal to y of x plus h alpha of x. Differentiate that. Y dash equal to y dash of x plus h alpha dash of x. We got the, I told this. We have from equation 1, dou y by dou h equal to alpha of x. How? When you differentiate that y equal to y dash y of x plus, write that in text box, y equal to y of x plus h alpha symbol, y h into alpha of x Then differentiate that, you will get this much with respect to x. When you differentiate this partially with respect to y, you will get alpha of x, because this is independent of h. 0 derivative of this with respect to h is alpha of x. Okay, understood? Why I am differentiating with y with respect to h only? Because I need this. Because I need this. Now I need dou y dash with respect to h, means differentiate this again with respect to h partially. I will get y dash of x. Okay. Now substitute these two values here. Substitute dou y by dou h as alpha x, dou y dash by dou h as alpha dash of x. Okay. Call this as equation 5. Now keeping the first term in the RHS of phi as it is, this term as it is, integrating the second term by parts, integrating second pi by parts. I will tell why. Why we will keep this, why we will integrate this. Okay, understood? This one, no to do anything. Now, integration of this x1 to x1, x2 with respect to x. First function as it is, integration of second, integration of this is integration of alpha dash, means integration sign cancels only alpha x, x1 to x2, minus integration of what you integrated, differentiation of first function. Correct? That was integration by parts, right? Understood? Any doubt in this? Integration by parts. Okay, integration by parts. Next, substitute the limit. First one as it is. First one as it is. In this, substitute upper limit. Upper limit dou f by dou y dash alpha x2 minus dou f by dou y dash alpha x1 minus this as it is. Again this as it is. Now alpha x1 and alpha x2 I have told originating at same point and ending at same point, therefore alpha x1 alpha x2 0. So this will also become 0. This will also become 0. Okay. This will also become 0. These two also will become 0. Only this much is left. Only this one, and this one left. Okay. I will write the two terms. I will write the two terms. You can club. Both integration sign is same. x1 to x2, x1 to x2 with respect to x, with respect to x. You can club. If you club, you will get this much. x1 to x2 dou f by dou y minus d by dx of dou f by dou y dash alpha f x alpha of x outside. Already stated that di by dh must be 0 for I to be 0 in extremum. Hence integrate this with respect to x. From here take this 0. Okay, in place of this write 0. In place of this write 0. Then integrate. When you integrate with respect to x, so integration of 0 is 0 is anything C1 plus C1. You don't need to write C1. So this integration sign will go. This will also 0 by alpha of x will be 0 only. So this will also go. Only this much will be left. Okay. Like this, it is derived. See once again, I will share notes. If you have any doubts, you can tell. Just take attendance.